What is up, guys? Sonduren here. In this video, I'm going to give you my POV driving impressions of my 2023 Lexus NX350H. If you guys follow me along on the channel, you guys know we picked up delivery of this vehicle. We did a full exterior and interior rundown. I'll leave those links in the comment box down below and also in the card above for you to go ahead and check out. But I really wanted to take some time, get behind the wheel with you, and give you some impressions of what it is like to actually drive on the road. How does the H compare? How does the hybrid engine interact together? And really, how does it feel? Because at the end of the day, you can walk through it inside and out, but it's really about the driver experience. And you know, I think one of the first things that I noticed right off the bat is just how comfortable everything is. So of course, this is an NX, the compact luxury SUV. It needs to be comfortable, and it is. From the new Lux leather seats, which I love, this big thick steering wheel that's leather wrapped and heated, it does feel great. The suspension is soft, it's forgiving, it's not sporty. You know, it's a little bit loosey, but it's what you would expect from a kind of luxury SUV. This is not a sports vehicle, you know, like what we do review in the channel tons. What we actually went and wanted for is, you know, something that's a good daily driver commuter, something that'll get us from point A to B comfortably. That's what we got it for. This is the baby mobile for us, a little bit bigger than my 2009 Lexus IS250 that you guys know about. And if you haven't, again, followed the journey, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like this video. But really, this vehicle is very comfortable and intuitive. That's the other thing that I've noticed about this vehicle. Again, you can just see just over 1,000 kilometers on it so far. Everything is intuitive, it feels great, it looks great, but in terms of its functions, it just makes sense. Love this huge screen. So it's one of the biggest things part of the driving experience, this massive 14-inch touchscreen with wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. So you can see, huge screen, very responsive, easy to use. You can set it up in two modes, like in CarPlay, like this, the shortcut mode where you can see your audio and nav and all this other stuff here. Go into your apps here as well, but typically I use Apple CarPlay. It works great and I love it. So everything is very intuitive here. You have the rear view camera, which I love. I've talked about that in a lot of other videos. Gives you a much better field of view and depth, so you can see all that. I've covered kind of all the features on the interior of this vehicle in that other video, so again, I'll link it in the card above. But in terms of the drive, like, what do I expect out of this vehicle? Number one, I expect it to be comfortable. I expect it to be luxurious. And with the H, I still expect it for me to have some passing power. I don't want to be completely underpowered. That's not what this car is. Again, 240 horsepower, but 176 pound-feet of torque. Lots of power still in the lower end of the RPM range. And because this is a hybrid model, not only do you get that gasoline engine that's going to be providing power, but you get the hybrid battery engine. And now if I go into my settings, for example, I'm going to click back here and I'm going to go here into information. I can go ahead and see all of this information here, but I can also see where is the energy going. So I'm going to go left here and I'm going to give you a little speed test. So now I want to accelerate. I want to go ahead and pick up speed. It does that. It does that really well. So a lot of, again, torque down low, picks up speed. You're never going to be kind of asking, do I have enough passing power on the highway, going onto an on-ramp? Do you have that? Absolutely you do. And so again, it's got different modes. So the eco mode, if you want to be more fuel conscious, also has a sport mode here, changes the dash up front. And this is just going to basically modify some engine parameters to, keep the gears out longer. So you're going to get the max performance out of the vehicle and out of the battery. So you have that ability there to go ahead and adjust. So it is peppy. Again, 56, and I floor it. It goes. But then the brakes as well, they are the regen braking. So you can see it's kind of charging the battery now. As I slow down and I'm braking, it does charge up the battery. So really, it does kind of give you everything that you need in a daily driver. I think about safety, I think about comfort, I think about, a luxury experience, and I think about just the speed that I need to get me from A to B and all those kind of daily driving, commuting use cases. So it really does cover all of that. Then fuel efficiency for a daily driver, I think about 6 liters per 100 kilometers on average is huge. Love that. So I think all of these things combined really made it the winner for us when we were comparing it against, again, the Q5, the GV70, all those other offerings from other manufacturers. So I really do appreciate that. And you can see the other thing I really like about the driving experience, the HVAC controls are all here. So they're all hard coded on the screen. I don't have to go into different sub menus. If I want to turn off my heated seats, I could turn them off, turn off my heated steering wheel, turn it off. I want to cool down the cabin, bring that like that. Very simple, very easy for me to get access to. I really do love that. So again, very cool. Now in terms of the safety features of the drive, it does have lane keep assist. So again, if you kind of go left or right a little bit, it'll kind of maneuver you back into the lane. I like that. A whole bunch of safety systems from the, you know, pedestrian, rear cross traffic alerts, emergency braking systems. It's got all of that basically covered for you. So that makes it easy. Again, comfortable, luxurious, easy to drive. You know, again, like, it's got that power, it's got that braking, right? Automatically folding rear view mirrors or side view mirrors. I like that, appreciate that. You can control them all through here. Memory seat adjustment. When you do enter the vehicle, it has multiple different profiles. You saw in my NX350F Sport 3 video, in that review, you have a bunch of different options, either through your phone, through the digital key, or through your regular key fob. You can basically link those to different people and different profiles. So the moment I walk up to the vehicle, it'll automatically load my seating position for me, which is fully adjustable with lumbar support, by the way, on this seat, with great bolstering on the new Lux leather. What do you guys think about the Palomino interior? I love this on the exterior, which is eminent white pearl. I think it's great. And then the 360 camera system as well comes up. So any speed under 15 kilometers an hour, this comes up, shows you a bird's eye view of what's around you, and then exactly what's in front of you. You can adjust this here. You can change the settings. If you don't like that, you can have it not come up like this. I appreciate it. You go through drive-thrus or some other weird things. I actually really appreciate having this, and then it comes back to your default screen wherever you were. So all that's really handy and neat. Automatic rain sensing wipers, of course, automatic headlights and high beams, which will automatically turn on based on, you know, the driver position or the environment. And then finally, the engine and the battery and how the hybrid system works. Basically, it's going to automatically do all the thinking for you, right? It's going to decide when do you need some battery input into the wheels, and when do you need the engine to now come in and step up and provide that power. So all of this is being done behind the scenes. Now, what you can do is go into full EV mode, which is right here. So if you click this and you're going under 40 kilometers an hour, you can drive completely on the battery, which is pretty cool. So you can go ahead, maybe you're puttering around town in a residential area, whatever else it is, it'll go ahead and do that for you. So lots of different options to kind of drive this vehicle. Again, I'm going through these bumpy construction roads, and the suspension is doing a great job handling it. Again, it's soft. It's not too soft, but it is kind of absorbing all the bumps and rattles of the road. And I do feel insulated from all the outside noise. So it is acoustic glass, pane glass, which is awesome. And it helps keep the cabin refined, quiet, and that adds to kind of the luxury experience. Now, the one thing I will say in terms of like the audio, yes, the audio system on this 10-speaker Pioneer I think is more than sufficient, and it works. This is the ultra luxury package, and this is not the executive package, which has the Mark Levinson sound system. Now, regardless of that, I still think the audio is great. So in terms of cabin noise, it's doing great. In terms of audio from the speakers, it's great, even with this 10-speaker Pioneer system. The one thing I will say is that the engine sound from this vehicle is nothing to write home about. It sounds a little bit on the rough side from Lexus, to be honest with you. I wish it sounded a little bit better, especially coming from the Cadillac XT6 that I just reviewed. That's a V6, completely different model, but I think across all vehicles, I think they could have done something better with the engine sound. I'll let you listen, you tell me what you think. I think it's a little rough. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but just a little rough sounding. Again, nitpicking, but something I want to call out, something I noticed. Now, in terms of like driving experience and what it's going to be like on the highway and how it helps, it does have lane keep assist and adaptive cruise control, which I just set on right now. So you can see here, I've set it up for 54 kilometers an hour. I can go ahead and make it higher. I can adjust the gap between the vehicles that I want. I set it to 1 car length, adjust this here. And again, this is gonna make just driving easier. Let's say you have a long commute, you're on the highway, you do have to make sure your hands are on the wheel. It does detect that if it's not on the wheel. And so you can just keep your hands here, drive, but it's gonna basically take the edge off and some stress from that daily driving commuting that you do. And it does really do a good job keeping the lanes, right? And we're in a construction zone. It's doing a great job keeping the lanes, and it feels intuitive, right? It feels like it's giving me the confidence to know that it knows what's in front of me. It knows the vehicle is braking, and it does that. So it does that well. Honestly, probably better than the Hyundai system. Maybe not as good as Super Cruise, but this is definitely one of the top lane keep assist systems and adaptive cruise control systems that I've driven in. So really, really happy about that. Now, in terms of like just the driving feel, again, this does feel a little disconnected, tiny bit in terms of the steering input. That's not the biggest deal in the world. Again, this is a luxury SUV. This is not a sports vehicle that I'm used to kind of reviewing. But then I could put this back on, the adaptive cruise control, and I'm there. So if I go back here as well, I'm gonna be doing a full video that goes into every menu, every kind of setting, every nook and cranny of this vehicle. So again, make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna walk you through kind of every feature there is that you'd wanna know about of the Lexus NX350H. Also, make sure you like this video. If you found it helpful, definitely helps with the algorithms. And just wanna say thank you for watching. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment box down below. But to wrap up, I think this is a great driving experience for its intended use case, which is, you know, for us, baby's coming, it's got some storage, the rear seats can fold down, it's comfortable, it's stylish, it's beautiful, it has a full technology package which integrates with my driving and makes driving a lot easier. And in really all else, it's still a Lexus and it drives like a luxurious vehicle. And that's what I really like. All your touch points are very nice. And for what it is, and this is not the F Sport model, and again, I've done a full review of the F Sport 3 package for the NX350. This still does, I think, look a little aggressive and sporty from the exterior. I think the interior looks great. It's a bit sporty. I like the thick steering wheel, the paddle shifters, you know, the sport mode to make it feel like that. But it is still a luxurious, comfortable, ultra luxury compact SUV, and I think it does a great job there. You know, some nitpickings on the engine maybe, but other than that, it really is a great experience. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Again, like it, make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.